We're grateful for your presence here today, and thank you for taking a moment to speak with us. Would you kindly introduce yourselves to our audience?
I'm Vitaly Orlov. I'm co-coordinator Ukrainian Week in Washington, D.C. and the founder Prayer Movement, Intercessors for Ukraine.
Thank you for introducing yourself. From your perspective, why is this conference significant at this moment in time?
Мені подобається назва «Духовна дипломатія»,
I love the name of this conference, spiritual diplomacy,
тому що все, що починається в житті, воно починається в духовній сфері.
because whatever begins to exist in our life begins first of all in the spirit.
І коли ми налагоджуємо саме духовну сферу, цінності, систему цінностей в суспільстві, в нашому житті, тоді світ змінюється.
So if we make everything proper in the foundation level, in the spirit, with our values, then the rest of things in our life and in our society gotta be fixed.
What idea or message or exchange from today has resonated with you the most?
Яка ідея чи посил більш за все сьогодні вас зачепив?
Мене зачепило те, що нам треба брати відповідальність. І нам не потрібно прогинатися під цей світ.
The idea that we have to take our responsibility that God gave us, and we don't have to be flexible with this world all of the time. But we have to take our responsibility and change the world.
І ті виклики, які є сьогодні у всьому світі, церква, віруючі люди, вони повинні приймати участь в вирішенні їх.
And those challenges that we are seeing as a church, as a people of God all around the world, we have to take responsibility to be a part of salvation plan for those challenges.
Yeah, I agree. Responsibility is a big role that we play.
Так, відповідальність – це велика роль, яку ми відіграємо.
Yes.
And this conference highlights the concept of spiritual diplomats. How do you see this initiative contributing to the positive change in society?
Ідея духовного лідерства, як ви бачите, як вона може посприяти чи повлияти на суспільство сьогодні? Ідея духовної дипломатії.
Ну, я думаю, що вона може повлияти напряму.
I believe that this directly can make a difference in our society.
Історично, коли
Because historically,
церква, віруючі люди
when church and believers,
уходили від суспільства і закривалися в стінах церкви, приходила біда.
historically when church was closed from society, closed to for society, then evil bad things were happening to society.
Але коли церква починає молитися за суспільство, піднімати голос за правду,
And opposite, when church increased the prayers for society, when church took part in the life of society.
як це робить пастор Бернс,
Just as Pastor Mark Burns doing it these days.
він піднімає голос за правду.
He's raising up his voice for truth.
Він говорить, що це агресія Росії проти України.
And for example, about Ukrainian crisis, he is just openly speaking and saying that this is aggression of Russia against Ukraine.
І сьогодні треба піднімати голос за те, щоб захистити Україну від цього страшного агресора.
He's saying that today we all have to raise up our voice to protect Ukraine from that evil, from that aggressor.
Це добрий приклад.
This is a good example of spiritual diplomacy.
Yeah, I agree. And looking ahead, how do you see gatherings like this contributing to the future of interfaith and intercultural cooperation?
Дивлячись наперед, як ви бачите будуще таких заходів міжнаціональних, міжрелігійних, як сьогоднішні?
Я думаю, що такі заходи потрібно проводити майже в кожній країні.
I believe that these kind of events we have to establish in every country.
Для того, щоб підняти духовну дипломатію на більш високий
To
рівень.
be able to raise up spiritual diplomacy for the higher level.
Бо коли люди, які більше і більше зустрічаються з Христом і переживають Його милість,
Because when we have people who more and more encountering Jesus and experiencing His love and mercy in their life,
і вони це переживання, вони приносять суспільство, вони намагаються служити своєму
if these
суспільству.
people bring these same feelings, their experience to society, if they minister to their society with what they got from God.
не маніпулювати, не просто впливати на суспільство, але служити йому.
And
Це
my idea
змінює цей
is
світ.
not to manipulate society and not to control society, but to serve the society. Then it can change the world.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you. I completely agree. I think that is exactly what society is needed. We thank you for your sharing your insight and your thoughts in this in our conference today. And thank you again for taking time to speak with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Today, we're gathered at the heart of the United States Capitol for International Interfaith Conference, United in Liberty, Rise of Spiritual Diplomats, led by Pastor Mark Burns. We're grateful for your presence here today, and thank you for taking the moment to speak with us. Would you kindly introduce yourself to our audience and tell us what you do?
Okay, well, thank you so very much. My name is Cindy Warner. I serve as the state director for the Frederick Douglass Foundation, and I am the strategic partner advisor for America's 250s program. So as we're celebrating America's 250th birthday, I'm out here amplifying voices.
Very cool. That's good to know. And from your perspective, why is this conference significant in this moment in time?
Gosh, with all the violence and disregard of human dignity, this conference is very enlightening. It helps me to better understand it. I was just listening to one of the moms talk, and she talked about her son was killed in, the Sandy Hook killing. I don't know if I would be that brave to be at the point that she's at of love and forgiveness, but it gave me a lot of food for thought. So I think sometimes we, as humans, need to stop and listen to other struggles and put yourself in their place and say, there is a different way.
Totally agree with that. And what idea, message, or exchange from today has resonated with you the most?
Going beyond my own little bubble and being able to help those outside of my community, other communities. Today's conference allowed me to see things from a different point of view, not just in my own little pond, but in a larger global way.
Yeah. I think that interfaith and so many people from walks of life, different religions and backgrounds, it's really inspiring to see everyone come together under the same idea.
Yes, it is. And because I have my own thoughts, perceived concept of what other religions are. And today was a great way to learn more about others. So I appreciated that.
Yeah. And looking ahead, how do you see gatherings like this contributing to the future of interfaith and intercultural cooperation?
Well, one of the things, as I had spoke about the America 250 initiatives that we're doing under the Frederick Douglass Foundation, is that I think this is an amazing time in celebrating the 250th birthday of America to do another awakening revival. And so I'm going to give that some hard thought, but I think that's going to be a way to bring more Americans back to their roots, more Americans back to their beliefs, something that we've gotten away from. So I think this reminded me of the importance of that.
That's all the questions. That's all the questions.
Thank you so very much for the opportunity to speak with you today and the enlightenment that I have found from this conference. So I'm looking forward to doing many more things with Pastor Burns.
Today we're gathered here at the heart of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., in the amazing place that brought together so many wonderful change makers, so many active people, active leaders, pastors, reverends, speakers, for the wonderful conference, International Interfaith Conference, United in Liberty, the Rise of Spiritual Diplomats, led by Pastor Mark Burns. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for your positive impact that you are bringing to this conference. You will share a little bit later on. And thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I always adore Pastor Mark Burns. I think he has done amazing things. And so besides him, along with other amazing speakers, it's a great opportunity. I like the interfaith perspectives. I think the creators who want all of us to work like brothers and sisters together to honor God and to make the world better for everybody. So I will talk about the universal principles, truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, and that's been practiced by 70 to 100 million people in 110 countries. And it really transcends across borders, across religions. Compassion, maybe in some religions is described as love, and in another religion maybe called compassion. But those are universal principles. Truth, I think it speaks for all religions, and I think for anyone to be successful, the forbearance, the perseverance is much needed.
Thank you so much. And also, we see so many people, so many representatives of different denominations, representatives of the governments of different countries. And in your opinion, how can faith leaders and civic leaders help to translate the message into the action? How can we take this dialogue further and bring a positive impact to our society and to the world in general?
Yeah. First and foremost, we have to ensure there's the basic freedom. There's no religious freedoms without freedom of information. So government leaders should ensure there's no censorships either by the big tech or by governments, and free flow of information is the cause. Of course, the press freedoms will help people know about what's going on, and fundamentally, civil leaders and government leaders, they have one common goal: to serve the people. And to serve the people, as we believe we're created by the creators, they should have the very basic rights to choose the faith, and that should be protected. And for leaders, they not only should look at their own countries where they may have all the freedoms. The world is so interconnected. We should all speak up to ensure everyone have the chance to be reconnected with divinity, have the chance to choose. So when you see the persecution and Falun Gong in China, don't think it's far away, because in totalitarian regimes, people by themselves will be difficult to institute changes. But if all leaders around the world, government or civil leaders, they all speak up, then they are like brothers and sisters, and that could accelerate the change very quickly.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. And also, your personal and professional experience, I know it's vast, and you've been through a lot of very serious situations in your life, and you managed to not give up and keep on going, and not only going for yourself, but also bringing that impact, bringing that inspiration to other people who surround you. How do you think, what perspective your personal experience brings to this gathering today?
Yeah. I was born and grew up in a forced labor camp in China. I was a forced child labor. And I have no idea what the external world looked like. The first time I saw televisions was the funeral of Mao Zedong, and the second time was Zhou Enlai. And I thought, television was funerals. Everybody must wear black, stood in front of the televisions. Until later on that I learned that, televisions could have news program, could have cartoons. So that sowed the seeds of censorships. And I'm determined to give the voice to the voiceless. I came to the United States because of Tiananmen Square massacre on June 4, 1989. I could have been killed. And I could also have been killed, for supporting or practicing Falun Gong based on truth, compassion, forbearance. The fact that I am alive today at the Canon Congressional Buildings as a speaker, as a spiritual diplomat, I should give a voice to the voiceless. And the world is interconnected. On the final judgment dates, it's not based on our titles, our wealth, our power, none of that. It's what have you done using your talents, using your time, your resources, your efforts, and it's not only yourself. Have you tried to inspire others to enhance the world? As a mother, I want to leave the world better for my children, and I want everyone to have the opportunity to choose. And let me give you an example. Shenyun Performing Arts has been the inspiration for me for the past 20 years. Every year I will not miss the show. It's a classical Chinese dance with a live orchestra. It's truly world class. And every year brand new program. So I found new inspirations of the storytelling, of the good values, but many people do not know about it. So I like to share with that. And I also know that the Chinese Communist Party trying to harass people, trying to have bomb threats and have all sorts of propaganda to stop people from going to see it. And I want people to know that the proof is in the puddings. It's best that people be in the audience seats to truly experience the beauty, the divine, inspired cultures firsthand.
Thank you so much. And what message would you like the participants of this conference, the speakers, and our audience to carry forward to their communities, to their families, and to the world?
Yeah. So I would like to introduce everyone and pay attention to security in your communications. In particular, when you communicate to closed societies, and even you and I communicate in the free societies, you don't want our conversations to be, other than the interview, in other circumstances, you want to keep it private, and there is a new tool called SafeMeet, SafeMeet. SafeMeet is a groundbreaking technologies that combine video conferencing, chatting, file sharing, and calling all in one single app, and it does not use a phone number. That means your location won't be tracked. There's no backdoor to be hacked through the cellular companies, and the way it's designed, only the user have the access to the content, nobody else, not the SafeMeet company, not by subpoena, not by anyone else. We need that safe communication. It's a tool that's free and available for everyone. I would say download from safemeet.us websites or go to Apple Store, Google Store. You can download and start using it. Tools like that need more people to use it and to be able to communicate freely, as we see most recently in Iran. Before the killings, they stopped the internet, they stopped the phones because they try to censor information. And it's best that you have a alternative communication tools in the event of natural disaster or some other things happening, because SafeMeet has its own ecosystem. It's not stored on any of the big tech cloud system that's very vulnerable for cyber attacks. Another message for those living in the United States, I will highly encourage you to talk to your U.S. senators, because you have the opportunity to stop crimes against humanity. As we speak now, every day, every minute, every second, someone in China are being killed for their organs. And the Falun Gong practitioner, they don't drink, they don't smoke, and they do exercise every day. They are known as the healthiest group. But unfortunately, the Communist Party see their body parts as a money-making opportunity. And Senate Bill 817 will censor those perpetrators who are involved in forced organ harvesting and ask the State Departments to produce reports every year. The State Departments, the White House, and also Department of Health and Human Services are all ready to act on that once Senate Bill 817 passes. The companion bill has already passed unanimously in the House. Life is most precious, and when medicine, transplant medicine, is being used as assembly lines, when humans are being treated as spare parts, we must do something. And this is one of those that we can all take action and stop crimes against humanity. Many of those people will think that wish you were back in, when during the Holocaust times could have done something. But let's talk about now. As we speak today, January 22nd, 2026, it is happening. Don't be the bystanders. A lot of atrocities in the world, not because too many perpetrators, but because too many bystanders. And today, as spiritual diplomats and also all the audience, you have that opportunity. The fact that you are informed, you can do something. Spread it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Thank you for sharing this amazing message and for this wonderful, meaningful conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank